Hello everyone. In this video I wanted to give you a preview of the support I'm adding in TextMesh Pro for Unity's new masking component that they're introducing in Unity 5.2. Now this new masking component is called a 2D RectMask, and it's located, if you go to add component, you go in UI. Here you have the old UI mask, which was using stencil masking, and now you have the new 2D Rect mask right here. Now in the inspector it's called RectMask 2D. Here it's called 2D RectMask, but it's the same thing. So how does this thing work? So let's clear the scene and let's add a new button. So I'm going to go UI.Text button. Let's ditch the UI.Text component. Let's actually center on our button and zoom in. Let me change the color of the button to something like, I don't know, kind of a purplish thing. Let's add a TextMesh Pro component. So I'm going to select the button, right click to bring up the context menu, go to UI and choose the TextMesh Pro text. And here we've added a text component to it, which when you do it that way with the right click in the context menu, it automatically adds the word button, it automatically stretches it to fit the size of the button, and so on and so forth. So let's change the text itself because I want it to look cooler. So I'm going to go to my materials and I'm going to select a material preset for the Arial font asset, because I'm actually using, let me scroll here, so we're using the Arial SDF font. So let's choose a material preset, which is the drop shadow one. I'm going to drag and drop it on top of the material inspector, and as I released, we get our new preset material, which has a nice outline and soft shadow. Okay, now let's go and add one of these new RectMask components. I'm going to go to Add. I'm going to pick UI and choose 2D RectMask, which we have now added. And now we didn't see anything happen because the text is actually contained inside the button. But if I was to select the TextMesh Pro object, let me tweak my demo here so I don't reveal something I didn't plan on. So select the text object, and as I drag it around, you can see that masking is in fact happening. Now, with the UI.Text component and Unity's built-in shaders, the RectMask only does hard masking, which is, as you can see here, there's a hard transition between the edge of the button. Actually, the new RectMask component doesn't use a stencil or a shape. It actually uses the Rect transform itself. So the transition on the masking occurs not where the sprite, not where the sprite of the button ends, which is like right here. It happens at the edge of the Rect transform right there. So that's how the Rect transform works. Now in TextMesh Pro, I am adding support for soft masking. So right now we have a hard mask, but if you go to the material inspector in the debug panel, instead of having a hard mask, if you select soft, now we have a soft mask. And as you can see, I can dial in the softness of the mask here. So now if I'm to zoom out and drag this around, whoops, I only changed one of the sides. Let me make it uniform on the X and Y axis. So now we have soft masking on both edges or direction. So that's basically it for this little preview. Support for the 2D RectMask is going to be in the next release of TextMesh Pro, which is for Unity 5.2. There's already an early beta of TextMesh Pro available for 5.2 on the user forum. Now the official release of TextMesh Pro for Unity 5.2 will take a little bit longer, mostly because I'm currently adding support for the ability to use different fonts and material per text object, and that in itself is taking longer. So I might release sort of another 5.2 release with the RectMask support, and then continue to work on the big release with the multi-font and material support, as well as sprites in TextMesh Pro. So that's it for the video. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to post, and thank you for watching.